Hey everybody, welcome to Zax's Backlog. Glad to have you here. I'm not sure if anybody is actually in here, although I thought Brian was. Give me 1 second here. First time doing this, so obvious growing pains. Right. Can you guys hear me okay? There it is. Oh, that's not what I want. Hey, Brian. Okay, cool. The music isn't too loud. Awesome. Cool. Thank you. This is my first time even just running the stream in general. So thank you for joining me. And yeah. Thank you for letting me know that everything's balanced well. Yeah, so today we are going to be building the real great God Gundam. Which I'm not sure if any of you used to watch G Gundam back in the day, but that is one of the Gundams from it. Hi, Kez. Pressure's on now, people are joining. Yeah, anyways, yeah, so today... Thank you, Kez. Today we're going to be building the real great God Gundam. If any of you have never seen Gundam model building in the past, or just model building in general, I'll kind of run through things a little bit. Everybody has their own way of building their model kits. Some people go without the booklet at all because they've been doing this for a long time. Others, like me, still need the booklet. But yeah, so I'll start with that first. So here we have the booklet that comes with the model kit itself, and inside of it are going to be all of the instructions on how to build the model kit. In here it shows you all of the runners that are going to be in the kit, as well as the numbers and letters that are associated with each of the pieces. And then going forward, it just shows you images of what the pieces look like. I'll try and get that to focus. And how to put them together. And then, yeah, I'll get a different one here. These are the runners. They're also known as sprues, and these are the pieces of plastic that the pieces that are used to build the model kit come on. So this one right here, this is sprue letter A. And yeah, depending on the size of the model kit, as well as the complexity, or even the grade itself, will determine how many runners you typically have. So like the high grades, they won't have a whole lot, maybe 5 runners or so. Sprues is the other name for runners, Kez. I don't know why. I myself always use the term runner. I think it is spelled like this. No problem. Yeah, and then so there are a bunch of tools that are typically used along with this. First thing that you'll need is a pair of nippers. They are just a little cutting device to get the pieces off of the runners themselves. And then, in order to help you, because there will be these things called nubs on there, you can get any sort of sanding device to help. I have quite a few different ones. Here, this is a glass file from the brand Razor. And then I have another one of the same from the same brand. It's just a little bit thinner, easier to cover smaller territory with that. And then I also have some sponge sanders as well. These are fantastic for your rounded pieces. And then I also have certain other things too, like a brush to help get the plastic off of the plastic shavings off of the kit to make it look a little bit better. And some markers as well for doing what's called panel lining, and I can show what that is as we go through the build. So thank you all for joining me again. It's really nice to have you here. And let's get building. Alright, so the first thing that it's going to have us building is the leg units. And let's... Oop. Hold on one second. There we go. Now you'll be able to see everything. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see here. So first thing it has us building is the leg units. So we need sprues. I don't know why I said sprues. I normally say runners. Runners D. And because these are going to be two of the same, we're grabbing both of the letter D runners. So we need pieces D27, D28, and D32. So when cutting the pieces off of the runner, you typically want to leave just a little bit of a nub on them so that it makes it easier to prevent... oh, I can't remember what it's actually called now. But discoloration of the pieces. So if we see there at the very top, I left a little bit of a nub there just to make it look better when we are filing it down. And I apologize for the camera if it doesn't look that great. Still trying to get the hang of where to position the pieces. What was it? 32? So how's everybody doing today? Yeah, some of the pieces can get pretty small. D32 is pretty tiny. There will be some clear ones coming up for the head that are even smaller than that. I'm doing pretty good, Kez. Thank you for asking. It's been a fun day today, just trying to get everything set up, trying to get ready for the stream. Glad to hear that you're doing well, Brian. Let's see here. Part of the problem with doing this sometimes is I forget which piece is which, and that's not good. Alright, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking my glass file here. I'm going to be dipping it in some water just to help prevent the dust from getting all over the place. And you know what? Actually, I forgot. Here we go. Forgot my cutting mat, which will help prevent the dust from getting onto my desk as well. Now I think you can see the pieces a little bit better too. You know what? I'm going to cut these down a little bit here as well. Just to make it so I don't have as much to be... Oops. Taking off when I am sanding. So Brian, I know that when we were talking the other day you said that you were starting Chrono Cross, right? How you liking it so far? So good so far? Nice. Glad you like it. Chrono Cross is by far one of my favorite games. Ooh. So, since you're in Viper Manor, which route did you decide to take? You took the boat in. Is that... That is with, Guile, I believe? Okay, nice. Yeah, I always ended up going with Guile. He is a good character, in my opinion, at least. Yeah. As you continue on in the story, too, there will be even more branching paths that, that impact the story in pretty cool ways. Don't want to give any spoilers for that, though. So what do you think of the combat system compared to Chrono Trigger? Obviously, it's a lot different. Yep. Yeah, I've played Chrono Trigger before. That is another one of my favorite games. I would agree. That's part of the reason why I like Chrono Cross so much, is that the battle system is so significantly different than any other game. This guy's being stubborn here. Doesn't want to get... There we go. Mm-hmm, definitely. I always push my luck on it. I'm always risky and try to do, the level 3 right away. Hey, Kez, yeah. So I do use water on the files. They help the little pieces, the little bits of plastic that I'm sanding off here from really spreading and, you know, having me inhale it. The alternative would be using, you know, a mask while I'm doing this, and the water is just a lot easier. So how was everybody's 4th of July? Do anything fun? Nice. Brats and Furiosa. I have not seen Furiosa. How is that? Cool. Lots of desserts there, Kez. Nice. Nothing wrong with that. It's a holiday. You gotta let yourself have some fun, right? That's cool, Brian. I'm gonna have to take a look into that. Those are movies that I've always wanted to watch, but have never really gotten around to before. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Fury Road. Thanks, guys. I gotta say, it's a little bit weird being the only one talking here. It's, I don't know. It's a new experience, definitely. Yeah, it's, boy, it's really quiet. That's all I can say about that. Alright, and then we need F1 and F2 17. Let's see here, 17. Yeah, being the only one that's talking down here kind of makes me feel like I'm a little bit crazy. There we are. So I started building Gunpla back in high school. I got into the TV show Gundam Wing back in the day, and then G Gundam because they were on the Toonami block, I believe. And yeah, so that really got me to fall in love with them. And then at some point, they started bringing out the model kits here in the U.S. And I saw them at, I think it was Barnes & Noble. And so I really wanted one. I ended up getting it, and I don't remember... I'm guessing it was probably just a high grade, because it wasn't that intricate, from what I remember at least. But, you know, it just furthered my love of the TV show, and back when I was living with my buddy, back in 2014... I ended up going to Barnes & Noble, and they had the kits there again after, you know, I don't know, probably a good 10 years since I had last seen them. And I decided to buy a kit for myself. I didn't have really any of the the right tools to be doing it at that time. I think I was just popping the pieces out of the runners instead of clipping them out, which, needless to say, made it look not that good. And yeah, so I only more recently started doing them on a regular basis. Let's see here. Which piece is which? Is that... That's 27... That's 32. Okay, so this goes into here, I believe. Yeah, like you said, Brian, very small pieces, and it is a little bit difficult to get them in sometimes. There we go. But yeah, so it was really last year when I started to get back into these, or maybe late 2022, and how's that supposed to go? There we go. Okay, like that. There we go. Yeah, late 2022, early 2023, and I had the brilliant idea of starting up a channel to showcase me doing that, as well as playing video games to go through my backlog, because I've had an enormous backlog for, you know, who knows how long, and it just keeps growing. And in deciding to make the channel, I thought it was a great idea to go out and buy more Gunpla to create a backlog of that, not just video games. And how does that go? There we go. And so, yeah, I went on a little bit of a buying spree, purchasing Gunpla from online at my local hobby shop. Hobbytown USA, as well as this little comic shop, or not comic shop, game store here in town. And yeah, it's just been growing ever since. It's gotten a little bit out of control. Alright, so we got D29, 30, and 31. So yeah, I feel that. So the way that I'm doing it today is a little bit different than the way I have been doing it in the past. In the past, what I've been doing is I've been clipping the pieces out of the runners first, so that, let's say, all of the leg units pieces are together. Oh, Brian, don't talk to me about books. That's another thing that I have on my backlog too. And instead of reading new ones, I go back to old ones that I've read before and really enjoy. It's a big problem. What is the last piece? 31. 31. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Doing this a different way. Yeah, so normally the way that I've been doing this has been cutting the pieces out for, say, like the entire leg piece, leg units, and then taking them and sanding them down all at once, and then putting them together all at once. But figured I would do it a little bit differently today, just because of the stream. I don't know if you guys can hear that. If you can, that would be that would be our Pomeranian. She is her name is Ira. She is a little Spitfire, but we love her. She is a little sweetie. She's just very loud. So you got any plans for the weekend, Brian? Anything exciting that you're going to be doing? Nice. That should be a good time. Oh, I haven't heard of that. I will have to take a look into that. My fiance and I are both really big horror fans, so yeah, we'll have to check that out. Oh, okay, alright, yeah. So I remember when Pearl was coming out, seeing the trailer for that. Okay, I didn't realize that was a trilogy. Cool, thank you. Yeah, I'll take that recommendation. Caitlin and I very often like to have our spoopy nights. I started watching Twin Peaks. I saw, I think it was the first episode only, and it, I don't know if it was just me or if I'm remembering it wrong or something, but the first episode seemed to go on forever. Not that it was bad, but just, it just took a good chunk of time, I felt. But I've heard a lot of... Okay, that's why. I thought it seemed long. Yeah, so maybe I'll have to try going back to that then, since the other episodes are your typical 45-minute length. Yeah, you know, it's interesting that you say that, or just talking about Twin Peaks in general, because that makes me think of the Who Shot Mr. Burns episodes of The Simpsons, and not really understanding the whole this suit burns better, you know, being backwards. So yeah, it wasn't until I started watching videos on Twin Peaks that made a lot more sense. Yeah, I'm very much okay with weird. That kind of fits me pretty well. Oh, missed another piece. Another little nub. Brian, have you ever watched the show Supernatural at all? Yeah, oh yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Caitlin and I have yet to finish it, but a couple of years back I bought the entire 15 seasons for us to watch for her birthday or something like that. And yeah, it is a really good show. It's one of those ones that starts off a little bit slower, kind of one of those shows, at least in my opinion, that the first roughly season, I would say, is a little bit hard to get into, but once you get into the second season is when it really starts going. All right, let's see here. I don't think, does that matter? Well, let's hope this doesn't matter which direction that's facing. Alright, sounds good, Brian. Alright, let's see. What do we need next? We need D34. John, are you actually here in the chat, or am I just imagining things? Hold on one second. That's not the right one. Okay, sorry about that. I just realized that my humidifier was plugged in. So if you guys have been hearing any residual noise in the background, I apologize about that. I apologize for the noise. Gotcha. Cool. Thanks for the heads up, John. I was gonna say I thought I saw you on here, but didn't know if you were actually in here or if you were busy doing something else. So thank you for joining. Let's see, how does this go? Oh, so that goes down like that. That goes like that. And this goes in like that. I believe. Yes. Is that right? Yeah, okay, there we go. Alright, so we have the inner part of the foot here. Did I do that one right? Yeah, okay. There we go. Got a couple of feet started now. Let's take a look. So G1, 11, and 12. That is F. All right. I hope everybody's enjoying their time so far. Apologize if I'm a little bit quiet. Don't know what to talk about currently. Oh, you know what? Actually, no, I do have something. So, going back to the topic of G Gundam, that was the second or third Gundam TV show that I had watched, and I really enjoyed it. It's different than the conventional Gundam TV show, where the mobile suits are more what you would think of from a mobile suit, where there's a cockpit and pilot. And instead, there is this system by which they use their bodies to fight inside of the Gundam. So the movement of the individual inside of the Gundam is what the Gundam ends up doing. And getting back to why I decided to do the God Gundam today is, well, a couple things actually. So first off, I've heard it is a really good build. Everybody that builds it seems to really enjoy it. And then Bandai just recently announced a new G Gundam TV show that they were going to be putting on, and along with the, I think, 30th anniversary of G Gundam. So I thought it was fitting to build one of the mobile suits from that lineup. I'm really excited to see if they're going to be putting out any more model kits for G Gundam. They are some of the most ridiculous mobile suits in the TV show's history, or in the Gundam history. One of them is a windmill. It's fantastic. Another one is a bull. The champion from Mexico, his is the Tequila Gundam, which I don't know, is that considered racist or not? I feel like that's kind of racist. Hi, Kiki. Got one of my cats here rubbing up against my leg. Give me a little bit of love. I gotta say, it's kind of interesting to me. Just checked out the time, and I'm kind of surprised how much time has passed by already. I didn't feel like it had been 40, 45 minutes, so... John, I don't know if you were here for this chat or for this talk earlier, but hope you had a good 4th of July and were able to do something fun or enjoyable or just relax. Yeah. Ooh, that sounds really tasty. I've actually never had scallops before. I think I would be able to eat them, but with my fish allergy, I always kind of err on the side of caution when it comes to new foods like that, specifically when they're from the sea. There's something really calming about building the model kits. It just, I don't know, the process of taking something and cleaning it up and putting it together is very soothing. It's very cathartic. Until you hit one of those spots where you can't get a piece on and you end up breaking something, then it becomes a little bit more frustrating. Oh, they're, do they taste like lobster, John, or just like flavorful in respect to like how much flavor they have compared to lobster? Oop. There we go. Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check them out. I've got some EpiPens, so, you know, if anything happens, I'll just use one of those. Let's see here. Need E1 and 2. Piece 33. Yeah, I do like me some lobster. It's been a while since I've had any. I think scallops are on the cheaper side, too, so that would be a nice alternative to spending the money on a lobster. Alright, so we need that, and then G... 9 and 10. Thank you, yeah. I tried to go for something a bit more soothing, some, you know, but still fun. Just trying to give something that's chill to hang out to. Didn't want this to be, you know, too high pressure or anything, or, you know, just wanted people to be able to enjoy it and relax. Hey Brian, welcome back. Well, that sounds like you're going to be having a good time then. Haven't really missed a whole lot, just still working on the feet. John and I were talking about his 4th of July and about the delicious scallops that he had. Yeah, as I was telling John, I've never had scallops before, but I've been curious to try them, though with my fish allergy, it's always worried me. I think they should be fine, because it's strictly fish that I'm allergic to and not seafood, so I would think it'd be okay, but I always just kind of err on the side of caution. Yeah, shellfish are fine, which is why I think the scallops would be okay. It's just plain old fish. I'm assuming shark as well. I've never actually tried that, but yeah, considering that they are also fish, I would think that it would be an issue. But no, I can do stuff like lobster and crab. I can also do octopus, calamari, eel. Ooh, yeah, bacon wrapped. That sounds delicious. You guys are getting me hungry. I already had lunch. I can't be thinking about food again. Yeah, the EpiPens, thankfully I'm not on a high deductible plan anymore, because when they were, I think they were about $200 when I was on a high deductible plan, something like that, something stupid. But now that I've got a PPO plan, thankfully it's a lot cheaper, just about, like, it's like $10 or something like that. Salt, pepper, and butter. Yeah, that sounds good. Oops. Forgot to snip nubs off of this guy here. Sorry about that, just heard something outside. Wasn't sure what it was. No traveling for me, at least not that I'm aware of. a little bit tight on cash, so won't be doing any traveling. How about yourself? Nice, that sounds like that should be a good time. Good time of year to be going to, I would imagine. Wow, that's well, okay, maybe it's just my... because I have a small friend base, but that seems like a lot of people. That's good to hear. I'm assuming you had a pretty good time then. Those both sound like those are gonna be fun trips, John. A little bit envious of you. Yeah, I'd probably be staying on the smaller side of things myself. Probably just talking to a small group of people, or being by myself, because that's what ends up happening to me at parties a lot of the time. I tend to eventually just slink away on my own. I don't blame you. That would be me too. Social interactions take a lot out of me. Did I do this one already? Yeah. Alright, let's see here. So we've got G10 to the back of the foot. That's upside down. There we go. There we go. Got a foot coming along here. Uh-oh, was I supposed to do that first? Oh, no, there we go. Crud. Okay, I put a piece on here backwards. That's not good. And this is why you look at the directions more than once. Where's my part separator? I don't know where my small one is. Perfect. All right, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Oop. So, Brian, have you ever been out to Washington before? Or is this going to be your first time? Yeah, I know. That is, you look at the pieces a lot of the time, and it's kind of like, what is this supposed to be? But when you start putting them together, it is really neat how you just start to get the detail out of it. Especially too, like pieces like this, where you'll never see these. Like, who's looking at the underside of the foot? But you know, there still is some really cool design there that, you know, may or may not ever get seen. Oh, you were living out in Seattle in 2023? When was that? Oh, 2013. Okay, all right, that makes more sense. No worries, it's all good. All right, let's see here. D and G. D24. Yeah, I can't say that I've ever lived anywhere else. Just stayed pretty local my entire life. But I've wanted to travel quite a bit. That's probably why it did happen, is because you were trying not to screw it up. The other one, G. G223. So, yeah, I would like to travel. Just haven't really had too much of a chance to. Been to a few places. Been to the Dominican Republic, Mexico, Jamaica. Really just, you know, for vacation. Nothing real touristy, as I would put it. But Caitlin and I have talked about going to Europe after we get married at some point, and traveling around there a little bit. I've always wanted to see France. I took French in high school for quite a few years. I've actually got my associates in French. And yeah, I would just really love to see the country. And Caitlin has always wanted to see England, so, you know, take a little backpacking tour through Europe. Nice. Yeah, another place we were talking about going was Finland. Ah, okay, gotcha. I think... Did I know you at that point, Brian? I think I did. I don't remember. Time is so weird now. And I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older or if it's because of COVID messing with everything or what. But time just seems hard to track now. Okay, yeah, I thought it was around that time. Because I was pretty sure it was after I had moved in with my buddy shortly thereafter that we had met. Shortly after Dave and Katie moved into their house. Yep, okay, yeah. That's right, I forgot. Mm-hmm. Oh, I think... Was the first time we met at the Halloween party? Or was it after that? Or, I mean, before that? I think it was Halloween because we've got pictures, or I've got pictures of us, me dressed up as Handsome Jack and you as Clint Eastwood's character. From The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, I believe. Alright. Yeah, it was nice meeting somebody like that. One of my fondest memories is the drive back from Dave's birthday when I was driving you back to his house to pick up your vehicle. That was nice. It was a good chance to get to know you. All right, D21. Where are we? There we are. I think that trip was really nice all around, too. It was a nice, cozy cottage, or cabin, out in the middle of the boonies. And, yeah, it was really beautiful out there. Agreed, yeah. I think that doing another trip like that would be... I think that's not needed, honestly. It's been a while since we've been able to see each other, and it would be a nice time to catch up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, my runners are sticking together. That's never good. There we go. Oh, shoot. I didn't get both pieces that I needed. Alright, let's see. D23. There we are. Thank you guys again for coming and supporting the stream. I really appreciate it. I gotta ask, are the visuals okay? I keep bouncing between looking at the piece myself and looking at the monitor to see how it's looking up there. trying to be conscious of the viewers and not just showing my hands, like, in the way of everything. Cool. I'm glad to hear that it's looking okay. I know that the camera's been having difficulty focusing sometimes, so. One thing too, that I'm doing here is that, yeah, I know, I'm just really bad at pulling the trigger on stuff. A lot of it just boils down to fear of doing it and being in front of people. I think this is a nice little test run, though, with people that I'm familiar with. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. 100%. Agreed, yeah. And especially, too, like we were talking about earlier, the fact that this is a one-sided, well, not one-sided conversation, but a one-sided, talking conversation, makes it really weird. And I'm not exactly the most extroverted person in the world. So I think, this is definitely breaking me out of my comfort zone. There's something I was going to say. Oh, about starting new things. Yeah. I have a lot of difficulty starting new things, especially projects, not like a model kit, but things around the house especially, because I get freaked out that I'm going to mess something up beyond repair, and then it's going to cost me an arm and a leg to get it repaired properly. It's funny that you say that, Brian, because that is one of the games that I was looking at streaming as well. We talked about this before. Yeah, I've gotten pretty far in it. I think... Let me see. How does this piece go? It's like that. And then... yeah, so for Binding of Isaac, man, I don't even know how much of it I've gotten done, but a lot of it, a lot more than I thought I was going to. I think, yeah, I've got most of the regular post-its filled out. The only ones that I don't are Jacob and Esau, and I think one other character. I don't remember offhand though, but yeah, I blame Caitlin for that. She is the one that got me introduced to Isaac, and I've put way too many hours into it. It is really good. I decided to start a new file on my PS5 the other day, and boy, there is a lot that is locked out when you first start. F12, F2, 12. Oh, there we are. Yeah, I may have spent too much time. Hey, cuz, welcome back. Yeah, I may have spent too much time playing Binding of Isaac during work hours. Oops. But, shh, that's our secret. Thank you, Kez. I appreciate that. I don't need to be getting in trouble. I gotta say one thing about doing model kits too is it's just very peaceful. Let's see, does this go a particular way? Does not. Yeah. Yeah, it really is nice mindfulness time. Gives me something to focus on to clear my mind up. Get all that clutter out of the way. Exactly. Alright, so let's see here. D17 and D18. One thing that I'm always really impressed with are the people that are able to build these without the instructions. Or the madmen that just clip everything and put it all together in a single box and build that way. I can only hope to get that good at some point. Okay. Why do I feel like I'm missing a piece there? I'm not. Alright, so right now what we're doing is we are starting to build the legs. This right here is going to be where the leg meets up with the waist portion. These are the couple of the joints. Let's see, 41, 43. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just cutting out the pieces for the right leg and the left leg at the same time. It's easy enough to be able to identify which ones. They're just mirror images of the others. Yeah, I feel like Legos, I feel like you would really be into this. Biggest difference, obviously, is, you know, cutting everything out of the runner for the Gunpla. But, yeah, model kits are very relaxing, cathartic, and if you like Lego, yeah, I feel like you would definitely like doing these model kits. D11. 10, 11. Do you have a favorite kit that you've put together, Brian? Nice. I've always thought it really cute that they have stuff like that, like the bonsai, the flowers, just kind of like everyday items. Makes me think of back in, I don't know, probably elementary, middle school, something like that. Maybe in high school. I was really big into Puzz 3Ds, and I had a ton of them, ranging big to small. And I'm trying to think if I had a favorite one of that. I had this stained glass lamp that actually plugged into the wall that you could use as a real lamp, which I thought that was really neat. One thing, in case if it's not obvious, will not be finishing the build today, just because of how long it takes, and how meticulous I am about some of these things. Which, like, a piece like this is going to be mostly internal, so I don't know why I take such care to get rid of the white spots on them, but I don't know. Just as something that I feel the need to do. Mm-hmm. It definitely does, Brian. Can you guys hear that when I'm doing that? Or, well, I'm assuming probably not over the music. A little bit? Oh, okay. It's kind of surprising. I guess the mic is picking up more than I realized. Caitlin and I talked about, over once we start doing YouTube stuff as well, maybe doing like an ASMR one of these where takes the sounds of me like opening the bags and clipping out of the runner and then shaving the nubs off. I take it you're into ASMR videos, Brian? Gotcha. Yeah, I feel you on that. I'm pretty much the same way. It really, a big part for me really depends on the type of sounds that are happening. That's, yeah, really the biggest part for me. Alright, let's see here. Oh, I already have one over there. So we're going to take C43. And that is going to go in there like that. Will go in there like that. And then that is... Oops, it's the wrong side. Oop. Crud. Uh-oh. Did I put that on the wrong way? It goes like that. Oh, no, that was right. Okay. There we go. I think that's supposed to be one of the sides. I don't know. Let's see here. D20 and D19. Got any big plans for the weekend, Brian? Or John, if you're still there? I don't know if he is still here. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I already asked that. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be engaging. Just please like me. Please. Yeah, it isn't the easiest thing in the world to fill the space. And like, I don't know, obviously, with this being my first time doing this, if the silence is okay, or, you know, am I, like, not talking enough? Am I talking too much? You know? Oop. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely does make things a little bit more awkward, too, with the delayed responses. I'm also... I have this bad habit of attempting to respond to stuff, like, right away. So, like, emails at work get really bad for me, or, you know, messages, text messages, stuff like that. I always end up, you know, feeling like I need to respond to it right in that moment. And, is it going to the top? Yeah. And so, seeing the messages here as well, you know, in my head, I'm like, oh, I need to respond to that right away. I want to be a good stream guy. I'm glad to hear that the silence has been comfortable, hasn't been awkward or anything like that. I also don't want to seem, you know, like forced in the topics that are being talked about. Thank you, Kez. I really appreciate that. Alright, now which way? It should be like that. So that should be the interior. Right. Nope, other way around. That's good to hear. G26 and G20. Yeah, so here's some of the even smaller pieces that we were talking about before. These ones get really difficult to handle, and trying to slot them in sometimes can be can actually be a little bit painful because of how tiny they are. So I think back in the day when I started, there might not have been any grades to them, but I don't remember. You know, that was, I don't know, like 22 years ago or something like that. But when I got back into them, I did start with the master grades because that's... you know, I just thought they looked cool because there was more detail to them. But not having the right tools kind of didn't help things. So... but recently I've bought a lot more high grades. I'm trying to get my hand into customizing them a little bit, maybe doing some airbrushing, just painting in general to make them look a little bit less cheap and plasticky, and make them look, you know, more realistic, for lack of better terms. I've gotten my nephew into modeling. He does some Pokemon kits, comes over to my place, and we'll sit down and do them together. Trying to get him to work up to Gundams. There are entry grade ones, which are a lot easier. I think they're just they just pop out as opposed to the, you know, high grade plus where you have to cut them out of the runner, which is, you know, really good for kids. Yeah, it was enjoyable working with him, for the most part. Although with him being young, he gets distracted very easily. So keeping him on task was a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. box in there. And then... that. Yes, that goes like that. Awesome. Sounds good, Brian. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it, and have a good rest of your day. I think these should be ready to... Nope. I lied. They're not ready to put together. Now, how do you go on here? Oop. Okay. Quoi? I don't understand what you want me to do. Oh, maybe that is it. Guess we'll find out when we put the other piece on. Crud. Interesting. I don't quite understand it, but okay. There we go. Legs are coming along nicely now. Got fun little details back here. Got some thrusters. Alright, time to add some color to this baby. E2 37 35. F2 19. Nope. 19. So that means we'll need F218 as well. So one thing here that we have going on with the nubs is if you take a look at, let's see if I can get this focused, at this right here, at this nub. This is called undergating, where the plastic is, instead of coming off of the side of the piece like this, it is instead molded so that way you can cut off the nub without leaving anything on the rounded side. Love undergating. I think it should be done more. This one does not want to come clean. Did that get stuck in there? Yeah, alright, there we go. That's better. Sorry about that, folks. I was just checking on something. I gotta ask if, is the music getting too repetitive for anybody? I do have it on a loop, so I was just curious to know if the length of the music is good, or if I need to put more tracks on. That does not want to stick. Get off there. Oh, that's what we have this for. See if I can get rid of the seam line too. Don't want to take too much of it off. A little bit more. There we go, that looks better. Ooh, shit. A little bit left over there. There we go, that's nice and clean. Okay, now how do these go on? Where are you? All the way up here? No, that's not right. Where in the world are you? Like that? Sure. That's how that goes. Why not? Two. No, that can't be like that. Oh. Do I have the wrong one on there? That's probably the issue. Yeah, I had the wrong one. Yeah, kind of helps when you have the stuff going on the right side. There we go. Ooh, that does not look good. Let's see, can I get that off? Oh, there we go. That was just a little sliver. There we go. All right. There we go. That goes on a lot easier when you know where it's actually supposed to go, and it's on the right one. Amazing how that works, isn't it? There we go, and one last piece. There we go. All right, chat. I think that's where I'm going to call it for the day. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate your time and your viewership. And I hope to see you all here again. My regular schedule going forward is going to be Mondays from 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. Central Time, and Saturday mornings from, I believe, 6 or 7 a.m. till about 10 a.m. So thank you all again for joining me. It was great having you here, and have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.